Oh no.
Okay, hey guys. Hi, all of my bulldozers. It's Blaze, and I am going to read a story I wrote. This is inspired by the story of Jeff the Killer. Louie and I were new to town. It was a cold, musty day in New York City. The smell of petrol and pollution invaded our nostrils. Us brothers were as close as two tendons in your leg. We were inseparable. Well, almost. The view of the sunrise from Jane's room was amazing. It made the clouds look like cotton candy. The color of the sun made a weird blood-red color, almost like there was a tinge of evil in the air. She felt like she was being watched. She turned around to see her cat Muffin on the bed, watching her. Without Muffin, she would be all alone. She had no siblings, so she also had nothing to do on the cloudy summer morning. She sat down by Muffin and said, "What do you want to do today, girl?" Then she saw... The cat shot up and off the bed as if saying, "Incoming!" Jane heard glass breaking, and then she saw black. Louie and I didn't mean to break the Keith's window. We just happened to hit the baseball through it, and I swear I heard one of those cartoon cats go, "Meow." Of course, we ran to check it out and make sure everyone was okay. But when we got there, there was an ambulance and a police car, so we slowed our run to a cautious stroll. When we got there, we saw what had happened. The ball hit their daughter Jane in the head and gave her brain damage. We ran up and asked what had happened, even though we already knew. When Jane awoke in the hospital, her head throbbed as if she got hit with a hammer, even though she had no actual idea what had hit her. When the nurse came in, she gave Jane some pain medication and a gift from her family. But the box had some candies, Jane's favorite movie, and a letter from her mother in it. The letter explained how some neighborhood boys had hit a baseball into the window and damaged her brain. I was walking home from school with Louie when the neighborhood bullies, Randy, Josh, and Nathan came up to us. "Hey, new kids, want to be part of our gang?" Randy, the leader, asked. "No thanks. We don't want to be some snot-faced thieves like you," Louie laughed. Louie was older than me, but I had no clue he was this brave. Randy spat insults like it was his first language after that. "You little fuck-faced, shit-headed dick. You moron. You're so fucking stupid." "Well, if you aren't going to join us, then we'll have your wallets now," Randy barked. Instantly, Josh and Nathan pulled out knives. "I won't say it again. We'll have your wallets now," Randy growled. As Josh lunged for Louie, I grabbed his arm and twisted so he dropped the knife. I picked it up like it was a glass of ice water and I was in the Sahara Desert. I wielded it with shaky hands, making Randy laugh. Josh hit Louie so hard that he collapsed. Instantly, rage swept over me as I screamed, "No one touches my brother!" Sorry, I had to do that for dramatic effect. I lunged for Nathan, stabbing him in the stomach. No bloody knife cut through Josh's tracheal artery like butter. I then stabbed Randy's leg. I can't believe I did, but I enjoyed seeing Randy and his goons bleed as much as they did that day. Randy was in shock at all the blood pouring from his two cronies and his leg. He vomited all over the bodies and passed out as me and Louie ran home. It was a month later after Jane got hit with the baseball. She was finally leaving the hospital when some kids were rushed in, covered in blood and vomit. Jane walked past and asked one of the nurses what had happened to them. She said she didn't know. She said when she found them, all they found was a bloody, vomit-covered pile that had multiple stab wounds. Jane was appalled, and she dry-heaved. She walked outside and saw her best friends and her parents waiting for her. When she got home, she saw 3 police cars outside her neighbor's house. "No! Louie! Tell them it was me!" I yelled as the police dragged off Louie. I would have attacked had I not valued my own life. What had I done? It was a month later after Louie got arrested, and I felt terrible. We were at my parents' friend's kid's 2nd birthday party. I was entertaining the little kids with some games. Little did I know, there were more surprises in store. Randy wanted Jeff dead. He killed his best friends, so now he was going to kill Jeff himself. He got some more goons and stole some guns from his dad's safe. Hold on, let me blow my nose. Sorry, bulldozers. Okay. He stole guns from his dad's safe. 2 assault rifles and a revolver. Randy and his new goons were very big kids, 15 years old and 200 pounds apiece. Randy and his goons hopped over the wall of the backyard at the party Jeff was at. "Spread out! Bind him!" he yelled over all the screaming children. I heard screams outside, so I assumed the magician had arrived and done something cool. Boy, was I wrong. As I walked out of the bathroom, I was smashed in the head with a bottle. Instantly, instincts kicked in. I pulled out the knife I had in my pocket since the day I killed Josh when he attacked Louie. I turned to see Randy himself, grinning as one of his new goons wrapped his arms around my neck and squeezed. In my struggle, Randy aimed his revolver at me, and I spun around so his new goon took the bullet. As his arms went limp, I let him fall, and I said, "Thanks." I ran upstairs and hid in the bathroom like an idiot. Randy's other goon kicked down the door and he fired at me. He missed by a mile, hitting and shattering the mirror. I threw a glass bottle of perfume at him, and as the glass hit his face, he stumbled back and fell down the stairs and landed on his head with a loud crunch. I ran downstairs and I turned the corner. Randy punched me so hard that my tooth flew out and I collapsed. He said, "This is for Nathan and Josh." Then he pulled out the revolver and shot me. When I woke up in the hospital, I didn't remember why I was there. Then I remembered and Randy shot me. I tried to get up, but I was restrained. Probably since I killed a kid. "Nurse! Nurse!" I called, realizing that my voice was like gravel, probably from blood loss. A nurse came in and I asked to be unrestrained. She explained how she had to put me in a medically induced coma so I could recover. I argued and started struggling. Then everything went black. A few months after Jeff got shot, his parents asked Jane's parents if she could come over for dinner the next day when Jeff got out of the hospital. Her parents agreed, so she did. The next day when Jeff came home, so did his older brother Louie. She guessed he was in the military, seeing as he was pretty old, and much older than Jeff. The day I got out of the hospital, Louie came home on parole. I was glad to see him, but for some reason he didn't seem to feel the same. I wonder why. He got arrested for me. No, I'm sorry, that wasn't part of the story. My parents explained how we would be having a guest for dinner. I thought, great, who's it going to be this time? When Mom explained it was the girl who lived across the street, I was interested, since I kind of had a crush on her. But I had put her in the hospital, so she may not like me. When we had sat at the table and we were watching TV, waiting for our guest, we heard a knock on the door. I went to see who it was, and it was Randy. Randy himself showed up at our door. He had a revolver in his hand, and he was aiming upwards, towards where an adult would have their head. I opened it, and he said, "Jeff? How? But I shot you." Instantly, rage swept over me. Just seeing his face fueled me with enough anger. I almost screamed, but I just laughed and said, "Please, come in." I dragged him inside and threw him into the kitchen. I sucker punched him right in the face. Then I threw him in the chair and hit him again, this time knocking him out. I ran to the garage and grabbed some rope and one of my dad's old survival knives. I quickly slit his throat, and as the blood fountained from his throat, I ran to the cupboard and said, "Mom! Dad! Come here for a sec!" As they walked in, I hit them in the face with a frying pan and dragged them over to the other chairs. "Louie! Mom wants you!" I hollered, and once I had him, I went upstairs and made myself beautiful by carving a smile into my face and cutting off my eyelids. And then Jane got there, and I took her to the kitchen, showed her dinner, and slit her throat. Blood gushed all over my family and Randy's body, and enjoyed every bit of it. Then I made them beautiful and made sure I would always have their hearts. And that's The Killer's Sleep by Blaze the Bulldozer Buck. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'll see all you bulldozers next time. Damn it. No, sorry. First time I'm ever doing an outro. See all you bulldozers next time.